Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm Anne Alvares, parent coach, school counselor, and mother of two. Do you sometimes struggle with your parenting role? Do you notice that sometimes you're repeating patterns that you learned in your own childhood? Maybe you are carrying childhood pain that has not been healed, and you notice that it is showing up in your parenting with your own children. Perhaps you yell or get frustrated easily. Maybe you are directing them or telling them what to do all the time, and you notice that your actions are affecting your relationship with your children. Well, parents, I totally understand this. I came from childhood pain and I learned how to be a relational parent with my children. And I can teach this to you as well. This podcast is all about learning how to heal the childhood pain that we are carrying so that we can foster healthy relationships with our kids. Join us every week for a new show, and we will dive into the healing and the fostering of healthy relationships with our children. Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I am so excited today because I have a very special guest. Her name is Caprial Leung. She is a counseling intern registered with the BCACC. Capriel is passionate about advocating for children and strongly believes in the importance of listening and showing respect to every child. Through her various roles, Capriel has gained 8 years of valuable experience in providing support to children with disabilities. She is committed to the representation, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And also, I want to tell you, parents, that Capriel is a former student of mine. I was her counselor in high school. I think I followed her for 4 years.
Mhm.
And she graduated, and she says that I inspired her to become a counselor. So I am so proud of this young woman, and she's going to be an amazing counselor. So, welcome, Capriel.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited that you're here. Okay, I want to talk about like your experiences because it wasn't that long ago. You're not that old.
Oh God, it feels like ages ago.
Okay, so what do you think are the biggest challenges that teens go through?
I mean, I think definitely like a lot of teenagers struggle with finding their identity and obviously finding their way in the world, but also struggling kind of with getting along with their parents and feeling heard by their parents. And like it's like a really it's like a delicate dance for the teenagers.
Yeah, I think finding out who you are is a huge issue. Um, and teens get confused sometimes, right? With that. So they are trying new things and they are learning
Mm-hmm.
about themselves. And that can cause some stress, right? That can cause some anxiety about where am I in the world? What has
Mm-hmm.
helped you manage through the teen years?
I know it's like almost like I'm promoting you, but like really like honestly, I think if it wasn't for having you and like Mr. H in high school, like I don't think I could have like it felt like impossible because like I grew up with immigrant parents and like we're poor and there was a lot of struggles. So I and like in Asian culture, it's very like deal with things on your own and like you don't talk about emotions or mental health. So I think just having a counselor that I could go to like really helped me. And I think you and Mr. H both really empowered me to like kind of just be who I am but also like I think you two really helped me with like understanding like regulating my emotions because I think I wasn't like in the Asian culture like we weren't really modeled that, so I was kind of like, oh my God, like I'm a teenager, I'm going through all these big things and I don't know how to handle it all. But then like just to have you and like Mr. H just like grounding people near me and like talking through things with me and like seeing me, and like I think that was super helpful for me to overcome things.
That's amazing. Like it just is an indication that any adult can have an influence on any teenager
Mm-hmm.
or any child, right? And that was impactful, your experience having two supportive adults at
Mm-hmm.
school with you every day um,
Yeah.
that you could go to, like when you are having those big emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you felt like safe enough
Mm-hmm.
to go to either of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's so, so important that kids feel safe to go to adults with their big emotions because teenagers have big emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like what you said about like culturally. I actually grew up similarly. I also have a part Asian background. So I grew up similarly where we were not allowed to show our emotions. And it wasn't acceptable. So I've had to learn that it's okay. Have you
Mm-hmm.
learned that now? Have you learned that your emotions are okay?
Of course. And I think you and Mr. H were definitely like the first stepping stones for me where I was like, oh my God, like I'm feeling these big emotions and like it's okay to be upset, but it's also not okay to act out in these ways. Like I remember you two kind of like really inspiring me and saying like, like I remember you two like people in Asian culture did not like that I always spoke the truth. Like I called it like I saw it all the time. And like you two would always say that you love that about me. So I was kind of like, oh my God, like these I can have these big emotions and that's okay, but it's also managing it.
I think it's so good for teenagers to know that you can be authentic, that
Mhm.
you can be yourself, and yourself is okay. So
Mhm.
if you're outspoken and you want to be honest, that's okay. That's good, right?
Mhm.
So I think that messaging is so, so good. Um, what what do you think parents should know about teenagers?
I mean, I wish I had like an easy answer for like all parents, like just do this and it will solve everything with your teenagers. But I think what's so important is just to try to see eye to eye with them. And I know it's really challenging for a lot of parents. And I think like for example, like with my parents, like immigrants struggling, like they couldn't see it. They thought in their perspective, like we brought you to Canada, we giving you the best life, like that's it. We don't need to give you anything else, you know? But like I think it's really important to like get down to their level and see eye to eye with them and try to understand them and like remind them that you have their back. And it's so important for teenagers to feel that like they can have you as a grounding and safe haven to turn to when they're experiencing troubles.
I love that. I totally love that. I do talk a lot about creating safety, a safe space, and that when you go home as a child, you need to feel safe to be able to talk to your parents about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And parents can do that. They can provide that safety without judgment. And there's three things that I always say, and on my videos, I always talk about this. There's three things that children need in a healthy relationship: to be seen, to be heard, and to be supported. And
Mm-hmm.
if you have those three things as a kid, you will thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's so easy to be like, "Oh, it's just teenagers, it's their problem, like they're the troubled kids." But like it takes more work to really sit with them at eye level and try to understand things from their perspective. It's so easy to just be like, "Oh, like brush them off," but like the connection is what's gonna be make a big difference in their lives.
I think all people want to feel understood.
Exactly.
Um, and children need to feel understood as well. And it's so impactful if it comes from your parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you wish your parents gave you that you did not get?
I really thought about this because there's so many things, but also
Make a list.
but I think one big one for me was my parents never really fostered that relationship between me and my sister. I think I was always like me and my sister really didn't get along in high school, and you probably remember that. But like I remember in my undergrad, one of my psychology professors were talking about like early childhood development and how parents play a major role in fostering healthy relationships between siblings. And I was kind of it really made me reflect, like, wow, my parents never took the time to teach us how to regulate our emotions. And like I remember my dad saying like there's no point of you two playing because you two end up fighting anyways. And then I felt like they kind of like pinned us against each other, like always comparing us to each other. So it made us like really hate each other in high school and we really hated each other. And then but now we've transformed to like being each other's like biggest supporters. But it's because me and my sister both have put in the work to really understand our emotions and what's going on behind the scenes for us. But I really do wish my parents gave that support to us soon, or like helped us support each other better.
Yeah, I am 100% in agreement. I think parents have such a big role in having siblings be close. And part of it is modeling healthy relationships, but also part of it is let's talk about what's going on. What is the conflict? And then also teaching them how to be in relationship with each other, in a family, what is healthy. So, like, what is healthy? This is so simple, right? I really simplify it, with parents is that it's a healthy relationship when you feel good.
Mm,
And it's an unhealthy relationship when you don't feel good. So you never felt good around your sister, right?
mhm, yeah.
But if your parents said, okay, a healthy relationship is when you feel good, and I want you two to feel good with each other. So what could you do so that the two of you feel good with each other?
Hmm.
How can we support that, right? Like that is huge
Yeah,
because
that would have changed our relationship, I think.
you're getting the tools, you're getting the modeling, you're getting the leadership that parents can offer their children, right? And then you wouldn't have had to wait so many years to have a close relationship with your sister.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, this is the big one. What is your biggest life lesson?
I really had to think about this because I was like, I don't know what it is. And I was thinking about what I've taught people, but also I think a really important thing that I learned, I think, was in my undergrad, just learning about the term intersectionality by Kimberly Crenshaw and just like understanding the different layers of privilege and oppression that plays a roles in people's lives. I think a lot of the things I was experiencing was because of all these different like levels that are at play here. But I kind of like took it really personally, like, oh, like I'm the only person experiencing this. Like I'm a daughter of immigrants and I'm having such a hard time. But I didn't really think about how it's not just me. It's like almost all people of color experience this. And like I think just to feel like it wasn't on me personally and like learning that there are different levels out there that are impacting people's lives and the marginalization of people's lives and how it impacts everyone.
That's really, really good. Like to know like where you're coming from is
Hmm.
what's going to affect your view about society, yourself, and things like that, right? And to understand that that is the lens that you have, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's so impactful. Well, you know what? I've learned a lot from you today. And I want to thank you. Like, I'm so proud of you. How much longer before you finish your counseling degree?
I'm gonna be done soon, like really soon.
Yay, yay. I'm so proud of you.
Yep.
Like it's really it just warms my heart that my student
Yeah.
was inspired to become a counselor. And you know how much I love counseling. You know that it's like it's my jam because it feels so good to be able to help others. And I want that for you too, that you're going to get purpose in your life and you're going to make impact in people's lives and they will not forget you. You know,
Mm,
that is so powerful. So I
mm.
want to thank you, Capriel, for coming. I'm so happy that you agreed to do this podcast with me. And I love you, and I love that you are making a mark in your in this world. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means so much coming from you.
Aw. You know that I call her my daughter, right? The daughter I never had. She will always be my daughter. All
Yes.
right. Thank you, Capriel. And parents, I want to thank you for listening. I just want to recap some of the takeaways. I like to do this. The years are tough, and teens are trying to find out who they are. So they need support. They need to be listened to, seen, heard, and supported. They need to be able to express the big emotions that they have without judgment, because that's going to help them to thrive. And parents, you have a role in the siblings being close. You need to model healthy relationships. You need to tell your children that you want them to have healthy relationships. Don't wait until they're adults for them to sort it out. you can actually do this now in their lives, and I encourage you to do so. I want to thank you, parents. I love you, and I love your support, and I am here for you. So uh, don't ever hesitate to reach out. All right. And thank you for joining today, and look forward to meeting you again on the next podcast. Take care, everybody. Thank you, parents, for joining the show today. I hope it was valuable and that you have some useful tools to use with your children. If this show blessed you or changed you in any way, I would appreciate a review on my podcast, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or perhaps you could even recommend our Masterful Parenting to your family and friends. Thank you so much, parents.